Hey, got a drink in your cup. So what's up? All's fair in truth or dare. Okay.
Ain't that the truth?
This is the after discussion for Ready to Love, Season 5, Episode 5, Truth or Dare. This is the after discussion where we talk all things Ready to Love. I am Jaimi Alexander, and
I am Gustavo Carr.
happy Friday, y'all.
I didn't hear a round of applause. Did I hear any hoots and hollers? Can I get some, please? Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh
Hey,
my God.
production, can you please insert some hoots and hollers? Thank you there. Thanks. You got it? You're on it? Okay, great.
Thanks. That's what we pay you for. The big bucks.
All that money. All that money.
All of that money. As you know, we always got to show love to our people in the chat who's here to say what's up to us.
It better be B.
You know our girls up in here. What's up, B?
Hello, lovely, beautiful one.
Hello, lovely. Showing all the love as always. Love the support and the love. Truth or dare? I was here for it. What did you think about the episode?
I was here for that adult truth and dare. Like 40-year-old truth and dare is fun. Nobody hesitated. It was intentful. It was direct. It was like bing, boom, bang. Like done. It was thoroughly entertaining. And I mean, was anybody really surprised by the choices that they made when they had the options to kiss certain people or show their affection or choose their number ones? I mean, maybe Sabrina's was a little, but we kind of saw that preview last week, so we cheated, right?
Right.
And the way it's Troy, right?
Tori,
we do the same thing. Tori.
I do it every time. It's a mess.
Tori was hurt. I felt
Tori's
so
feelings were
bad for
so
him.
hurt. I know.
Like that was.
I felt it through the screen,
and I felt that
hurt
before, so I could resonate with that. It was hard to watch, and I'm just gonna jump into it because I can, and that's what we do. I think Sabrina's sabotaging herself.
Oh my God!
I think she is trying not to press the pedal too hard with Tori because she's afraid of getting hurt. So she's like, let me hop, skip, jumping over here to protect myself, push him away a little bit, see if he pulls back in. And he wasn't pulling back in. He was like, okay, you can choose what you want to choose. I'm going to keep moving forward. I feel like I've been Sabrina in that case, and that's maybe why I'm perceiving it with that type of perspective. I've done that, so not throwing it on her and that being her truth, but that is definitely one way of going about self-sabotage. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was some type of it. What up, boo?
Oh my gosh, Najee.
Yes,
ready
good
for
timing.
the discussion
Just
tonight.
started.
Yes. So y'all that are up in here, say what's up. Introduce yourselves.
Oh
my goodness.
I don't know. Like as the episode went on, that's intuitively. You know, Miss Cleo comes through sometimes. You know, she likes to reincarnate through me in certain moments. Call me now for your free reading. So I felt her definitely come through, and there's something just was like, is she self-sabotaging?
Oh my God.
Is she self-sabotaging?
What do you guys think in the chat? What did you think of how Sabrina played it with Tori and Demetrius, especially when it came to the game of truth or dare? Let us know your thoughts. For me, I thought she did a good job. But you know, there's things I can't see, and I absolutely love, understand, and can see your perspective, and it's definitely something on the table. However, when we go back to this whole Sabrina 2.0 thing, it's like, I think she was being very clear. I feel like she could have played it a little different. She could have gave Tori the love to keep him on the ring, especially because she just pulled in Demetrius. And she could have had time to still reel him in a particular way. But she kind of played him with that. But at the same time, they are here for a process. I like how she invited him out and was kind of like, I'm here for all of this and I'm doing the thing. And I don't want you to feel like it's one over the other, blah, blah, blah. Like it's only episode 5.
But it was one or the other. She consciously chose to do that. She consciously did it. Even their date together, people watching, you know, we jump, we skip, because it's how we are able to connect the context of what we're speaking of. And we come from a place that is like, we try to dig into the roots of situations, right? So that's how we flow through this, as you guys already know that are watching, guys, gals, everything in between and outside of it. But yeah, I don't, look, here's my thing. If I were Sabrina and I was really my 2.0 version of myself, no shade, no tea, Sabrina, but kind of not intentionally, but it's going to come across that way. I would have kissed them both.
See, so I'm not mad at that. Yeah,
I would have kissed them both because neither one of them,
yeah,
especially Tori, who she did wrong, didn't deserve that. Like the way she had their connection, the way had them been building in.
Yeah,
you can't. No man, women love to think that a man should be strong enough to handle it and he should still come get what's his and like that's my you can't expect a man, especially one that you want that is empathetic and sensitive to needs and understanding on emotional complexity, that's going to fulfill you as a woman, not a girl. You can't play games with men like that because men are there for the emotional part of it, and if that emotional journey is being sabotaged, you're sabotaging the whole connection. So I don't know. I wasn't into that whole situation. Last week I was like, oh, that was juicy. But then I watched it tonight, and I as the empath that I can be sometimes, I felt that, and it didn't feel good. It hurt.
It didn't feel good.
Go ahead.
Sabrina is facetious. Could have made it known even without it being said. Everyone was shocked by her decision, and that says a lot. You're right, because Joy was like, oh, go over there and kiss Tori.
Yeah.
So that was extremely embarrassing for him. Yes. And you never want to embarrass your man.
You don't want to embarrass a woman or a man. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody wants to be embarrassed. Plain and simple. So that was hard to watch. That's for sure.
And they said agreed. She should have kissed them both to keep the fantasy. Yeah. And I think even that might have been a stretch because, to be honest, I think if the shoe was on the other foot, I don't know if I'd want a man to go nibble on some girl's ear and then come kiss me in the mouth. Like you might just keep your lips. That's just me though. But I have a real problem with sharing. I'm jealous.
I mean, she could have just nibbled on both their ears. She didn't have to get to the lips. Who said about?
No, somebody kissing? Wasn't one of them was kisses such on the lips, and the other touch them on the. What was it? Was it touch him on the chest?
Her specifically was nibble on the ear. So if she was going to choose both of them in that moment, if she were just going to go up to one and then be like, "Oh, hold up," you go to the other one, be like,
cute.
Can nibble on there and be like, "I'm sorry, I just can't choose at this moment." We wouldn't be in this predicament. She wouldn't be self-sabotaging right now, like she is, I think, unconsciously doing. Because the way that I see it from this moment, I do actually think, and this is definitely not what I said last week, but guess what? That's what happens when you're hanging out with the Gemini. Their double personalities come out for you. I didn't feel. I don't know. I do think that. I think Tori would have been better for her. I just had this feeling when I saw them eating, I was like,
they fit.
Fucked up. She fucked up.
Yeah.
Touch on the chest for one of them.
So it was the touch on the chest and then the nibble on the ear. So that would have been completely fine for her to boop, boop, give me both. And she should have started with Tori because that was the strongest connection. So I could see how he was confused. And he's right. At dinner, he said, there's just too many hands in the pot.
100%.
Nobody
Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants. You know what? Here's my thing. If a man is in the space of where they're just going to want to compete for attention, if they find that sexy or attractive, or that's their masculine trait is to be a hunter, to hunt and get what they want because they can't have it, to find their prey and stalk it. That's some lower level shit. That's some 1400 BC shit. That evolution of where we are mentally and emotionally, that doesn't fit for anybody. Not anybody that's in here for a twin flame journey or here to actually connect on a soul level with somebody. That is going to be, it's going to be taken in the wrong way on all grounds and by all means. B, yes, she fucked up big time, B. You are right. I think so too.
And truth or dare can go really messy if it's not stated where to keep the bar. And that's kind of what Tori was saying too. He was like, he doesn't like being caught off guard, which in the heat of the moment, it's a little bit challenging to how was she going to really play that? But nobody likes to be caught off guard. But I do like how he acknowledged that he was looking through rose-colored glasses of what he wanted. And maybe this was a dodge the bullet moment for him. To go, not to forget, to go dabble a little bit because the eggs that you put in this basket, that basket might have a hole in it, honey. And it might not be So that might be a better thing for him, because I really do think he's really cute. He's really sweet. He's super fun. I'm kind of liking his vibe. And
This episode, I completely fell in love with him.
yeah.
There was this vulnerability in him that was just, it was raw and it was real. And
Yes.
I saw more than any other man there thus
Yes.
far
Yes.
that he really genuinely wants love.
Yeah.
I felt that from him more than anybody else. I fell in love with him. I was like,
He's cute.
what a sensitive, sweet, but still masculine, manly soul. And
Yeah. Yeah. It made me want to love on him. Like, let me
that's
just love on you.
yeah, it made me want to be
know?
like, she don't want you. Let me show you what it's really like. Come on, come here.
To be loved. Come here.
Like, to be loved. Come here. I know. I see that that's what you're really here for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Let me show you what that is. And 2.0 needs to go to 5.0. Seems like.
Yeah, because you know what? I would like to see how Demetrius is going to play this, because he did mention last episode, may the best man win, but he might be in it more for this competition air and might not even be choosing her at the end. She might have,
in her
shot
own
herself in the foot.
self-sabotaging thoughts, thought that was the reverse, that she might have got the people mixed up, right?
Might be something there. Yeah, she was like, I don't know. Yeah. Not updated. I can get. She's not an update she can give him. She was being clear and wants the patience. See, that I understand, but before she embarrassed him. Like, if they had just gone on a date and she was just like, well, I don't know, there's another connection. Yeah, now it's just, because this is, Tori, open the doors and start looking around.
Yeah, in the preview for the next episode, we see that's going to happen.
And I want that to happen for him, because
I want that to happen for him too.
That. Yeah.
I agree. Oh, my notes are not in here. That's fine.
Oh, it's okay. I got you. Well, we can talk about the elimination that happened. AP, that was
the beginning.
I think that was the right.
Now that we skipped all around.
Do
a full 360
because we have to address
that.
That
beginning.
was like
absolutely
very important.
And that's actually what my notes had. So thank you for that. Look, that's how best friends operate.
Hey,
you don't need notes. But
I got you.
How did you feel about that?
I thought it was perfect. I couldn't really see her going forward any longer. For what, with who? She didn't have a connection with anyone. I think Precious is going to be more entertaining to watch, even though she's completely delusional about her choices. Completely babe, boo boo. Why is Donovan on your list? Why are we talking about Donovan? Presh.
She's like Corey that last season that they kept around just for the entertainment, because you know damn well that woman ain't ready, just like he wasn't.
She's so unbelievably confused, and it was so cringe. It was so cringy the second she was on the chopping block, and then was just like, I'm gonna do more to prove myself. I was like, oh no, and then she goes and tells Demetrius in the group date, I just want to prove myself, and I just want, and he was so uncomfortable receiving that information. That prove yourself. It's just she stresses me out. She's
a nervous ball of energy she's a wrecking nervous ball. Like, it's just about to wreck some wall that it comes in contact with. And I think that's more the party energy of which they were speaking of.
Right, because
she's club, only good it's just a mess. It's like, it's not, there's like no, like I can't. I don't prove it to you. Like, ooh, girl, like chill out. I can't keep up.
I can't. I'm tired. I want to go home and relax. And
I need a nap.
It's not going to work.
Kumbaya.
Not going to work.
Like a wrecking ball. Yes, B.
Yeah, she was giving, she was definitely giving Demetrius anxiety. Just that whole conversation, I just felt for him. I wanted to like pluck him out of that little fun zone they were in and just move him away, because she was just like,
it is so fascinating to watch people that are just and this isn't a dig, this really is not a dig, it's genuinely fascinating to me to watch people that are so unaware, like people that have really built up a story and scenario that they really find to be true, and they can't let go of it, so they keep doing that, and then they just keep making, I don't want to say bad, but just like choices that don't really shift them into like growth.
And not even, and I know, I don't want to say also in not putting in the effort, because I know how hard it can be to make a decision in the moment and then look back and be like, dang, I should have said this, or I should have, or I jumped the gun and I was nervous and blah, blah, blah.
She's not like that.
No, she thinks she's operating in reality. It's just, her damage control was so uncomfortable. And Demetrius read her correctly and not knowing what that was about. Because he was
100%.
like, you don't have to prove yourself. Like, there's nothing to prove. And I get you
100%.
wanting to show me you, then just do that.
Yeah. It's really easy.
She could have been like, oh, you know, it was really eye-opening to see that that's the energy you guys got from me. I had a couple of drinks. I was feeling so hyped, but really, I'm just something else other than I just want to prove myself to you.
Yep. Nope.
Najee, I don't think AP is still harping on her deceased husband. I think the type of man she wants is not on the show, where these men are incapable of being that. It might be a mix, but I'm leaning on my point.
I'm taking this one.
I agree.
That was, yep, there we go. We agree. Because that was exactly in my notes too. 100%. We are on the same page when it comes to that. Whether our pages are accurate to her story, we don't know. But yes, that's the fun part of this. But first of all, can we just talk about how she handled that with such class?
She did. You got to take that breath. Yes, girl. I'm so glad, because the feeling, just because your emotions are coming up, to be able to acknowledge them coming up and let them be where they are, but still show up presence, like AP. Let's just,
like
a woman.
A grown ass woman. And that's what I put in my notes that I don't have in front of me. Are that she's ready. And I love that she's like, oh, so I'm dealing with they're all therapists, whatever she said.
Yeah, she was like, they're all psychologists.
Oh, they're all psychologists. Oh, okay.
Nothing about what she said came off as like, my husband. I'm just not. This is a conversation, y'all. Y'all are not ready to handle something like that. So just keep it real.
Yeah.
You're deflecting or putting your whatever on it because she's mentioning her situation. This is not what she's mentioning. Isn't second, third, fourth date material. I'm telling you where I'm coming from.
Her person isn't there.
No, but her person.
That's exactly what was in my notes. Her person isn't there. He's out there, but her person wasn't there, and they did her the best. Her husband, who was on the other side, absolutely lent a hand in that and was like, let me get you out of here.
Let me guide her.
Let me guide you to the right place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because she showed up incredibly. She's an incredible woman. Classy, intelligent, soulful. She's wonderful. Yeah. She deserves the world. Her man ain't on there. Her man is a level above every single man that's on that show.
Correct.
That's why they can't
every
see
single man.
They can't recognize it because they're not aware.
No,
100%.
They're not there. Yep. And we kind of were saying that last episode, like when the guy does come, it's just going to go. He's going to super up. It's going to be like this and it's going to be done. It's not going to be any of that. Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to be good. She'll be just fine.
So never have I been more excited for somebody to leave the show because it was just appropriate. It's better for her. It makes sense. And it has nothing to do with her not being ready for love at all.
She's absolutely ready.
I do love what Tommy said in that, you know, when the show first started, it's more than butterflies. It's who you can build a future with. And that's something to understand when you're dating, because it's really easy to get caught up in the, ooh, but it's like, okay, the attraction's there. Do we share morals and values? Are we headed in the same direction? Do we like to kill time doing the same things? Are we
building the same home?
Is this real? Yes, you know.
I had that in my notes too that I don't have with me.
Well, you got them. They're all up in there.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
So bad.
Yeah. So that
hit the head on the nail on the head with that one for sure.
Definitely enjoyed that. Okay, so I was shocked. Let's go to the cookout. We'll start there. First of all, come on, Eric, with the cooking, putting your passion and love all up on the set so everybody can enjoy the delicious goodness that you have to offer as you walk in your purpose and feed the people, or feed Dakia.
That one right there. Come on, giving the favor just as she asked for. Not being subtle at all, which you shouldn't be subtle. Being straight to the point and giving exactly where you're supposed to give when you know you want to claim something. Delicious, just like that meal looked. Delicious.
Yeah,
Done, done, and done.
yeah. And that was very
Scrumptious.
much like them. Like I told that man, I want
Ooh.
shrimp. Like, and he gonna make the shrimp and then talk about having a wife at dinner.
Uh,
Boy,
yes,
I'm
please, and
about to
thank you.
eat you up.
Bring it.
Yes.
Please bring it over here. Bring it over here.
You were the next one on the menu, honey.
Oh,
Ah,
mm,
love it. So
scrumptious.
I'm here for that. And I love that
Delightful.
Jakia I see her light. They like each other. They are there for
They
each
are
other.
so cute.
She gets all giggly about him on the inside. You can see it. And he gets all flushed.
They are so cute.
They're cute. I really, really like it. I was surprised to see Clifton get Carmen's food, which is really sweet, but I'm still confused about this Clifton Carmen thing. I love me some Carmen, but I don't understand.
I love Carmen, but she's definitely the villain this season. Like she's the one that's up in there trying to sabotage connections, it feels like, from a producer standpoint. And that's cool. That's all good. I don't see any genuine connections with Carmen yet, besides, which we'll skip ahead to,
Yeah.
with PO, with the possibility of it, just because they kind of are both bosses. I just don't think that would ever really like be fruitful and long lasting because PO to me is still a poser. But yeah, he didn't win me over. He just keeps getting worse and worse in my book. And
Yeah.
it's gross. But I just really like Carmen. I like
Carmen a lot.
everything about Carmen. But
Carmen.
Clifton doesn't surprise me at all because he's a gentleman. He's thoughtful. Clifton is thoughtful. And he probably saw and felt that vibe and he did what he was supposed to do. He ain't going to, he knows what he wants. He's just a thoughtful man. And it's going to take a very secure woman like Joy to be with him.
Yeah.
To be able to know that he's not to
Hmm.
myself, but he's like me. He likes to make sure everyone feels good about themselves and feels taken care of. So he's going to do that. Like, for instance, I was on a date like a couple weeks ago whenever I was on a date, and the date straight up got jealous because I was having a great conversation with the waiter about the meal and wine we were having. And he was like,
that's just you.
Like, I'm not sitting here. And I was like, that's why you and I will never be a match. Is because I will never change that. That doesn't take away from anything from you and I if we were there. That is just me having a conversation with somebody who I know wants to engage in this type of conversation, especially in Los Angeles, because everybody else is not going to, everyone else is superficial. So you and I having real talk about food and wine and culture. I've been a waiter. I know what that's like. To have someone come in and like fill that part of me up is so rewarding. It's better than any tip that you get. And so my point is Clifton is like that. It feels like he just likes to make sure people feel good and embodied and welcomed. That's what I'm gathering. I could be completely wrong. But because I would have done the same thing for Carmen. I would have done the same thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I would have been like, let me get you a plate.
Well, yes, you would have definitely.
100%. You know, and then it would take a very secure man. Well, Joy to be in that presence in that company, and that's why I think they are so cute, and I can't get over them. They just seem to really, they just fit. They just seem to fit.
Yeah,
they seem to fit. Nay, sorry,
Najee.
Sorry, I was like blinded by this light. Najee, I know Carmen's type. It's weird seeing they still act like that at that age. I don't think so. Najee, may I ask you how old you are?
And wait, so I know Carmen's type. It's weird seeing they still act like that at that age. I don't know. Act like what specifically? What are you seeing? What are you feeling?
And how old are you? That's what I need to know too.
Yeah, I like that perspective with Clifton because for me it just kind of threw me off a little bit, but maybe because I can be a little tighter, like, okay, well, like, what are we doing? How is everybody spending their time to show the person that they're interested in? Blah, 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 blah.
So, my man, when I was your age, I had a very, very similar thought process because you are such an old soul. You have this expectation for people to live up to, and you think that there's a caliber that should be existing at all times. Take it for somebody who was like you at 27. That's actually not how the rest of the world operates. there's actually this beauty in the freedom of being in your 40s and still being able to live in that authenticity of yourself. And when you get older, you'll see that it's a lot easier to drop into that. And for me, it allowed me to drop into who I am authentically. And that's why I can stand by Carmen's side as a 40-year-old and someone who's her age and saying, actually, she's just being authentic. But the world puts this confine and this construction on the way that we're supposed to be and act, and a lot of things in society and the way, religion and everything that you're supposed to and not be, and you should be like this. But that's actually the antithesis of anything that is true, especially when you're a boss like Carmen. She's supposed to be that. And she's just being authentic. She's not messy. She's
territorial, bossy, kind of messy, and will get what she wants. I see with the kind of messy. And, I have to agree with you, Gus, because I think it's about us.
She's just playing. She's playing. She's not being messy. She's having fun. She's living hers. She was probably told not to be herself for so long and to be smaller and to do what's right, which is this, and this. And none of that lined up with her authenticity and who she is. And she is now just living in that and walking in that. And that's why I like her so much, because it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, she's embraced her darkness.
That's what we're here for, baby. We're the physical form. If you're not living in tune with that yin and the yang, you're not really fully alive, because if you're just so perfectly full of light and divine and God-like, you wouldn't be alive. The duality is why we exist in this physical form. So if you can't parlay from back and forth and embody and accept everything that creates you, which is light and dark, because the trick of it is actually when you embrace that darkness, you innately live through a lightness. So you and your authenticity is actually shining brighter. And that's a thing that usually takes people some time to understand. And I don't want to say maturity, because I'm not saying you're immature, my man. You are an old soul. There's no doubt about that for you to pick up on that stuff. But it's just a thing that happens when you get older. You'll see it a little differently. And it's probably what brought you here and why you like the way we speak, because you know.
Because you get it.
You get it.
The other day I posted love and light and heat and smoke, because I got that heat and
100%.
I'll give you that smoke too. Whereas before, I think I was reading. Go ahead.
But that smoke from you isn't to set someone on fire. That smoke is you protecting yourself and your boundaries. You saying this. You're not saying it in a negative context of like, I'm gonna pop off on you if I feel like it. No, right. You're saying, just know
I'll light your ass up.
I'll light your ass up if you come at me incorrectly and wrong.
Correct. Right.
That there's a difference. That place is coming from strength, self-love, than the other, which is coming from a place of insecurity. That's not where it's coming from when you say it that way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And finding that balance because of the expectations of what other people tell us we need to be is what is so freeing about, growing out of that. And you did bring up something about, if you don't have the darkness. I believe I was reading The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer the other day. It's one that I'll just pick up randomly often just to take in. And he was talking about the ascended masters, Jesus, Buddha, all of these. And they're like, I don't know what he said to a T, but basically he was like, if there was too many of them, and it was a really low number, like 70 in the whole world, like the world would combust. It wouldn't work. Like the darkness has to be there, or it just doesn't work. Like the light, it would just be too much. So being able to balance both is something that, we've got to give people permission to do, because as we give others permission to do that, we give ourselves the permission, and we stop shaming and blaming that part of us. That's part of us. Like, I love my darkness loves me, and that's it. We're one. And when you start to deny or shame and blame other parts of that, you're messing your own self up. So when it comes to Carmen and her being a little bit messy, or how you put it, I think it is just her being like, no, I'm here to get this, and I like him with that. No, don't come in like this.
She's enjoying herself.
She's
enjoying herself,
because she hasn't been like, she wasn't giving what Camille was giving last season, where if you vote off my man, I'm gonna F you up, and I'm gonna think.
That's gross. That's insecurity. That's a whole different situation.
This is different. So I'm here for it.
We keep putting this huge negative connotation on what darkness is. And
That's why I keep
we kept
giving these because it's
amplifying what
like,
like light is, and it's the only
mm-hmm.
way to be. And that's the type of separation from duality that keeps people in a state of being asleep.
And
All
small.
these ascended masters, they didn't shun their darkness, but they had cultivated their discernment, their understanding, their truth about life and love, that they were able to move with both as one. But we keep making it one negative and one positive.
Yeah.
And it serves its purpose at a point in life, but like we do as humans, we hold on to something that served us so long ago that doesn't anymore.
Did it serve
And we
us?
keep, and it didn't in the first place, but we thought it did. And then we keep moving forward with that, and that our perspective then keeps going back to a place which, first of all, we don't exist anymore. Second of all, didn't serve us in the first place. And third of all, was really just a lie. Like it's just interesting. It's the reason why we're in the world is going to war again. It's just this whole thing about good and evil and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that don't exist, not at all. They both absolutely do. But the more we keep putting that, we keep displacing one against the other.
Yeah.
You don't find the enlightenment and the truth of which the ascended masters truly lived here for. And like you said, it's not what everyone's supposed to do. But
yeah, it's
if I'm going to be
oneness.
frank about it, this
Yeah.
day and age, there's going to be more than there ever has because it's necessary.
Good. I welcome it. I loved Camille from last season. She was bad, but I saw through her. She made good TV. Of course, yeah.
She made
I don't
great
hate
TV.
her as a person. I think she's weird because we liked her. We've had so many positive things to say about her because she's just freaking strange and all her little antics. It's just her, so I can't be mad at that.
Nope.
But there were some of the actions that she was doing that was just like, "Ooh, girl."
A lot of insecurity. That's it.
Yeah, we're seeing something else.
A lot of insecurity, and the whole.
But we love you.
But even when she denied saying things, and we saw her mouth move to the same exact words, and that's the stuff that's like that's darkness, so to speak, right? That's the dark part of you. That's the because what darkness is, you can't see. When you're in the dark, you can't see that. And that's the darkness in her. She can't even see that she's built up this whole situation to just live this false narrative to avoid the truth so that she can keep pushing forward in a
false sense of light.
False
because
sense
if
of
you
light.
were real, it would be
100%.
like, yeah, that's what I said. I was feeling a little feisty and I didn't want my man voted off. What would have been so hard about owning
nothing?
it?
Well,
own it.
Well, that's exactly what it is. When you can't face the duality of the light and the dark, you avoid. And
yeah,
then
you too busy trying to be a Jesus piece when really it's like, girl, you can quote a scripture and get with the font too.
And your homie Jay would have owned it.
Yeah, I said it. Because that's how I felt at the time. I know that was a bit much, ladies. My bad. Watching it back, I was able to see if that's however you felt. Just keep it real.
But I can't expect that from her. I can't expect that from her when she's partnered up with somebody who isn't keeping it real.
Yeah. So, no. Well, neither one of them are. So
100%. BB, and I have to say, Gus is one of the sweetest guys ever. Oh, you're just so I must have been really mean right now because you're trying to make me feel better about myself. Thank you, B.
I did get this other. B was like, we do have some more tea to spill.
Girl, B, P.O. box, for real.
Popo needs to go.
Let's go on to that. Like.
So, okay, you know me. I'm going to say my piece.
Girl, I knew you were going to have something to say about this. Talk about it. Tell me. You fell for that shit for a second?
No, he's not for me, but I guess I can see why he's still on the show. This is the thing. Like, first of all,
he's like Camille. He's good entertainment.
Yeah, Tina likes him. Two women said that there's a sexual chemistry and draw. Let me tell you something. When you know
what? A lot of women liked R. Kelly.
But that's what I'm saying. He's tall. He's decent looking. The tall, bald black man, he's got a little, he learned how to play the game. I don't know what it is, but.
Snake. They're still falling for the wrong guys. It's my opinion.
So then it could be, I can see why it's working, but okay, I'll take that, falling for the wrong guy. Because
He makes you believe because that first date he went on tonight. Who was he on a first date with the first time?
The first one was with Carmen.
With Carmen for a
He was like, I
second.
don't want to objectify her. She looks damn good, but I don't want to objectify her.
He is that guy that knows exactly what to say to get what he wants.
I've been with Carmen, I was like,
maybe, and so have I. So that's why in that date, I was like, I thought I was gonna come onto the show and be like, okay, Jaimi, I'll give it up. P.O. Maybe he's not so bad. Then the rest of the episode played out, and there he was showing his ass. He couldn't hide it from me. So yeah, no, boo boo, no.
Najee was like, decent looking. Now come on, now.
Thank you. Thank you for saying it for me because that's the fact. That's the fact.
But I'm saying I got to give her something. He got 2 girls on the show that's like, he's not a mystery to getting these hoes. Let's just put it that way. So there's something that's happening for him.
Those girls aren't the ones that aren't ready. Those are the ones to me that aren't even ready for love. So that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of that out there. So I'm just saying I can see it and I get it.
Now that's the darkness you need to be afraid of.
Yeah, it's not for me.
That's
I don't
want
to be intertwined to that. But I did like Carmen on that date. I love the eye contact. I love the pickle eating. I love no, I want you to feed me. And she sat there and looked at him like, sir. She's a straight shooter. And I love every bit of it because she's still her yin and yang balance so well for me that I'm just like, girl, give it. You're giving. You are giving, Carmen. She's giving. Like, I'm going to take the reins and then let you have it. And I'm going to receive and I'm going to give it. And she is so about, I love it. I freaking love the girl.
Yep. Likewise.
Love the girl. She likes a man who knows what she likes and makes her feel special. I agree. There's nothing better than dating somebody who hears what you're saying and then puts something together. It doesn't always have to be a surprise. It doesn't always have to be grandiose, but to put the effort and say, I want to do this for you because I care for you. I like you and I want you to feel special. That intention that comes from somebody you date. I like that she made that clear. And then that's like on the top of her list is something good because I like that.
I love that she made that clear.
Yeah.
Because women like her who are alpha female bosses it's very easy for people to think that they don't like or want that.
Or need
that still. And so that's another check to why I think she's so dope is because she's being like, this is still me. Don't get it twisted. I can hang with you.
I need that. Right.
On everything you're about to do. I'm probably going to cut more deals than you do. And you're going to cut as many deals as you do because I got your back. But I still do need these things. There's still the part of my feminine energy, this effeminate part of myself that does feed off of these type of environments. So please entertain that as well. That yin and yang, they both need to be nurtured. And Carmen is the bomb. I don't care what anybody says. The bomb.
Chef's kiss to Carmen. Yeah. And I like how P.O. he mentioned the eye contact because I caught that too. I was like,
100%.
You know when you gotta get in there.
But that's the thing. I feel like Carmen's too smart for someone like P.O. Because
she'll run circles around him. She's still feeling it, but is
she still feeling him? I forget? Like, is she still feeling him?
Yes. She said there was a sexual energy and chemistry there, and to me, that's part of where the eyes come from.
But that's it, though.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's what she said.
I would love for one of these episodes for her just to call his ass out.
I wonder, because he's been reeled in. He's been behaving. So I don't know. His mask is on right now.
He has been putting on like a professional.
He is. It scares me.
It should. It should. Those are the ones to be afraid of.
Oh my God.
It scares you and turns you on. That's the frightening part.
Oh God. I really like those days need to be over. Like that's something I'm working on. I don't want to be frightened no, it's just too many emotions. My nervous system needs a break. I can't do it. Snap out of it. Jesus.
Unfortunately, that can't even save you, girl. You got
Hello.
Good
Lord,
You're still falling for that shit.
So, and then I also put I love Carmen's smile. Okay, we're done. Tina and
She's
Donovan.
such a Scorpio. She has to be a Scorpio.
Is she a Scorpio?
I don't know, but she has to be. She just
I
one
get
of her main.
Is she an Aries?
Oh, I could see that too, though. Didn't we say that she was like Aries, Scorpio, something probably?
Oh, I think you said Aries, Scorpio, something. I think you named her top 3.
Gemini. Aries, Scorpio,
she
Gemini.
do got a little gem up in there.
Uh-huh.
Carmen needs a smart man like the chef, Eric.
Yep. Yes,
she
sir.
needs a mental equal, but she needs to learn how to manage that in a relationship. I can see that. She seems, Eric definitely seems more grounded.
Yeah, that's why she likes him.
And mature.
You know, I don't think it's easy probably for someone like Carmen, the little that we know about her, to actually hold on or like somebody for a long time and still be at them like she is with him. So that I think that what you just said is definitely the proof in the pudding for that.
Right.
B?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I guess we'll.
No, the chef.
The chef belongs to the Kia already.
100%.
And I really feel like Carmen's just hanging
Carmen
on.
deserves that closure. She needs to get over that
closure? Was anything ever even open? That's why I want Eric to stop saying stuff to her that he don't mean.
That's both. Yeah, 100%. Yes. I think she needs to stop the fantasy, and he needs to stop feeding the fantasy.
Yes,
he's feeding the fantasy.
He's feeding it though, and I don't like it.
And on paper, like we all see, he's good for her. So that's why she's still entertaining it. He needs to man the fuck up and just be like, nah, so she can move on because she's not. She's strong enough to handle it. Yeah,
because she has him on the list. And this is where I think Najee is talking about messy, because I can't believe she threw Clifton under the bus in deliberation. Like, come on, girl. He done made you a play. Y'all been flirting. You know you like him, but because he chose to kiss Joy, he let Joy do that or whatever, you want to be big mad about it. That doesn't...
I'm going to blame production on that. I'm gonna blame just the timing. Like I have a feeling like if we were to ever get her on the show, she'd be like, yes, no, I said something, I'm just gonna assume that. Maybe that's just because I want to believe her to be that way, but I think more than anything, she probably was like, he's taken. I saw that. I gathered that.
Yeah, but she really threw him under the bus in the ladies' lounge.
Yeah, I wonder if that's editing is what I'm trying to say. I wonder if that's editing.
Well, when they went through who everybody likes, and then everybody said their two, and then it was like, who's not for you? And she was just like, I don't know. When Clifton did that, it was it. So Clifton, like...
Wait, Carmen, right?
Carmen said that about Clifton.
Yeah.
She put him on the chopping block, basically. And I don't know. It felt funny to me, especially because, first of all, him and Joy were a thing before she even came on the scene. And then it's like, okay, so what you feeling for him really isn't real, but you're still caught up in Eric and you're talking about PO. Like, you just outed yourself. I don't know. It's that something about
but
that.
Aren't you supposed to basically say the ones that you're not feeling anymore? You're
so
supposed
she's not
to be
feeling
like
Clifton anymore, so I don't want to see her on his nuts for the rest of the episode.
Hopefully
I don't want to see her on his nuts.
That would be perfect, because then she'd be living up to her own expectation.
I don't want to see her on his nuts no more. Then I'll roll with that. Love you, girl, but you trying to send...
I think that's what she was saying. I mean, we'll see. I mean, but production, they might be like, hey, go ahead and go up on that real quick, though. Just for good TV. And she'd be like, okay.
Right. So Najee says Carmen and Sabrina are similar with how they discuss the men they don't like. Who does Sabrina say she didn't like? She said, I didn't have an X one for Sabrina. I don't remember who she said, because I was just going with the Demetrius and Tori. She was kind of like that with PO last episode, but that was fine. That was honest, because he just didn't make sense. But
because she saw past his bullshit.
Yeah, she's not it just is not.
Sabrina sees past his bullshit for sure.
Yeah, she's just like, I see.
Because the thing is, Sabrina is a pretty young woman. She deals with people like that all the time.
Yeah.
And that's her, but her 2.0 version of herself has allowed herself to be like,
let me just say
bye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when she
threw Uncle P in the trash, where he belongs. I don't know how he got out of the trash. I thought the dumpster came, picked him up, and threw him to the fucking waste basket.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
I thought he was
How
done in episode 1.
he crawled out, came back to the show like a
Not crawled
PO,
out.
special delivery, next day service. Damn, someone canceled that subscription for God's sakes. I want your free delivery. I don't want it.
You're done with Paul. He's done.
I have been since day one. Bye.
He's done. That's hilarious.
The thing is I treat this show as I would treat it if these were guys dating my girls.
Ooh.
You
yeah.
and my girls. So this is what Paul would get. This is what he would get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
So this is how I go about. That's why I have such a disdain and a passion toward being like, no. It's because
you know how important time
I'm
is
daddy.
and this effort and this. Yes, you
Papa.
are so daddy.
So
you are daddy.
No.
You've been daddy since I've known you. Like you're born daddy. You're group daddy. Daddy says no.
No.
Daddy says go.
No, mija.
I can't date you. Sorry.
Thank God.
Right.
Can y'all still go and disobey me and then come back and cry about how I should have listened to you? And I'm like, yes, I know.
Just
I
end
love
up
you.
messed up.
Just fucked up.
It's really bad. Tina and Donovan, what did we think?
So, what was that one?
Tina and Donovan. She has a baby Gemini, a little baby genius.
Oh my God, that was really cute.
I know. Yeah,
that was really cute, and I thought about you the whole time. I was like, that's little Jaimi.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
A little baby genius with all her little moons, but sweet as can be.
I thought that was a really sweet, nice date. It was a really enjoyable. That's the kind of date you leave and you're like, I had a good date. Yeah. But I don't think that's my person, but I had a good date.
Yes.
I think Tina is just really, she's beautiful, but the fact that she still likes PO just shows is what I was trying to say. Mm-hmm. She ain't ready for the real shit.
That makes me nervous for her.
100%. Like, she I don't think she's ready for love. I wouldn't be surprised.
She's stroking his ego right now.
Yeah, I think she should probably be the next girl to go. It's my opinion right now. Well, they're gonna keep party girl, party animal. But those two I think are ready to
party animal. Gosh, yeah, I definitely think Precious is a Leo. She gives me Leo vibes. Did we discover what she is yet?
She gives me annoying vibes.
She's a lot to handle. I think she's really nice and doing the best she can, but something is just too much.
If I was 22, I would have given her the time of day and been like, you just need to be healed in love. You're so crazy. Come here, I love you. But when you're 40, you're like,
yeah, I would like to.
Go.
Go. Yeah, it's too much.
Over there. Mm-hmm. Nope, I don't. Bye. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. I wouldn't mind seeing her go home next episode just to get it out the way because it seems like everybody's starting to gravitate.
She was going off.
When?
At the God, I'm forgetting his name right now. It's the wine.
Precious.
The end last date with Homeboy. With the T.
Oh yeah, with Wiley.
No, was it Wiley?
Yeah, she. No, Wiley sat with Dakia. She sat with Laverne. She was trying to give Laverne all the
She was trying, and I was like, you are so mad that he's not into you. You are so mad that he doesn't care about you.
A little much. And
it was way too much.
It was too much.
And maybe production asked her to push, but either way, it doesn't matter. And let's go into that since we're in that right now.
Yeah.
I thought he handled himself so well with so much class because every single thing he said to me is accurate as
real.
Buck and real. He don't have to give you anything until you've earned it. And he's not being narcissistic. No, you're just jealous because he's not giving you the time because you're insecure by that. Real simple. He is saying, he's not being like, I'm all this and stuff, baby, you got to earn this. He's just saying, no, you don't get my time unless I love Laverne. I don't care what anybody says. And the way he handled that shit was with class because I would have gone off on her and ripped her a new one and showed her whole face to herself.
Yeah, you would have made her eat her own words badly.
All of it.
Yeah, like y'all might mess around and send me home just because I'm about to. I was like, girl, she felt so entitled to just like.
She was taking out her hurt of her being on the block onto somebody else.
That's what it felt like.
Nothing to do with anybody else except for her own shit. That's what I would have told her straight to her face.
That's what it felt like, because the way Dakia had her situation and the way Precious had her conversation were two different energies.
100%.
Dakia killed it, but I don't like the way that Precious
100%.
said the truth or dare was messy. She shouldn't have gotten his ass about that being messy.
Why
That
were you
was
mad
so
because nobody
fun.
kissed you? Because nobody wanted because
No.
you didn't play?
It
Because
was
you were
fun.
sitting because you no one wanted to play with you, Precious? Because you weren't so precious?
It was fun. It was necessary. They needed
It
the
was
whole episode. It was
incredible. I don't know
perfect.
why he backtracked. Probably because he didn't want to go off on her. I thought it was perfect. That was exactly what they needed. It was
Well, he didn't even backtrack. He was
perfect.
like, "Hold up, I wasn't the one in there doing anything. I just put it out there. Like, did it? Like, it was a
Yeah,
great."
I would, but that's what I'm trying to say. He wasn't trying to take full accountability for it. I
No,
would
he
have owned
wasn't
up to
leaned
it, but
into it. Like,
I
yeah,
literally have been like, "You're welcome."
yeah, that was
Everybody
fun.
had a great time. I hope people deepen
Correct.
connections, realize that there wasn't a connection there.
Hello.
I did my part in the community. What the fuck did you do at the table?
Yep.
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing. Were you
Nothing.
there? I don't
You were a waste
remember.
of space. Should have went home. Should have been a double elimination. Goodbye. Sorry, B. Sorry, B.
What Precious? She said, she was like, "Yeah, you step up and slide back when you want to." It's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah,
That's because
that's
we're
what
grown adults. So that's how
Yeah.
what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Why are you triggered by it?
Yeah. And she did, right. And she did also say that when he said, there was, okay. So he was like, "You need to earn my trust." And she was like, "Well, that's a fear of yours, blah, 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 blah." That was the only part of the conversation that had a teeny tiny mustard seed of
Didn't believe that
truth.
for 1 second. That wasn't a fear of his. That was him learning from his past and his fears. And I believe he's cultivated his discernment enough to know when to move or not to. That's not him being fearful. There's nothing wrong with him knowing who he wants to give his attention to and not to. Because we've seen through the dates that he's chosen really well.
Yeah,
actually.
and he's had a good time.
And he's had a good time. That was her reflecting her own shit onto him. Plain and simple. What do you think?
The only reason why I drop a dot of truth in that, because he's the one who confessed to Joy when they had the pottery date, that basically he had trust issues and really hadn't opened up to anyone, blah, blah, blah. So that's always like, okay, maybe there's stuff that the women are seeing and had said in deliberation, maybe that we didn't see or whatever. And Precious' delivery was horrible, but maybe the women are picking up on that in a sense. Not to say because he doesn't deserve to date, dabble, and be whatever, but sometimes playing it a little bit too safe. And because he mentioned that's a struggle of his, maybe some of the women are seeing it now that we're at episode 5. And I'm only thinking that's why I just feel like there's a tiny bit of truth. Not the way she delivered, not because he's not behaving in his truth, but could there be something there when it comes to him being a little bit more open? Just throwing it out there. Bless you.
Thank you. I hear you.
You know, could that be something on the table? You know, will we see more of an unfolding when that, you know, we'll see.
I hear you. I think like he, I don't know if he said this, but I think you have to earn that shit. And Joy earned it. He showed he's very capable of being vulnerable and honest when it's time. And like I've said since the jump, he ain't wasting time with all these other people who are not what he wants. And that's what he's doing. These other women are taking offense to it. And anyway, sorry.
Precious was a lot. She wasn't wrong. It was the delivery and tone. Laverne isn't a saint. The hot and cold thing points to something deep. Maybe he was an F-boy, but not fully retired. It's like, so I feel you, Najee. I'm a little bit on the fence too, because there's something else he said. He was like, you know, the woman for me is going to come to me. So I do feel like there is something there with him, with this energy of like, well, the woman that's for me is going to come to me and I don't trust. So I'm not going to. So there's something small. I don't know if the little things are the big things. I agree with you. Precious was a lot. Her delivery was bad, but I'm also wondering what pieces of truth were really in there for Laverne to take to heart and maybe adjust a little bit. Because the bottom line is he was still on the chopping block. And it wasn't just Precious who put him there. It was a deliberation between all the women who
But was
had.
it any of the women that actually went on dates with him and had connections with him that felt that way?
Tina didn't like him. It was Precious, and who else? Who else said something? I think Dakia had said something about him previously. He wasn't on her chopping block, but I think because then again, we kind of have to
And
remember that
Carmen was butthurt because he was standing over there and not entertaining
she
everybody.
mentioned something. I'm just again, I'm seeing that there's a little bit of truth. I like Laverne. I don't have a problem with who he is or what he's doing, but I have to honor just that little bit that might be up in here that is his wedge, because everybody's learning and growing. Everybody's seeing things and
100%.
sharing. So I don't know if
But he showed me that he's here for the experience and he's here for the purpose of it, because he shows up and he's there when he's ready to be there and when he should be.
Correct.
When that invitation is once given, they open it. He's reading the card to them. He's not being avoidant still. That would be a red flag.
Yeah, and that's what she said. She was like, "You step up and slide back when you want to," and he does. And that again, I agree with that. That's what she should do.
That 100%. And that could be still the trust thing, but there's nothing wrong with that if that is unless that's something that is still triggering you and holding you back from moving forward with somebody. But he was open enough to have that conversation with Joy, so I don't see that being a huge determining factor in him moving forward. Now, maybe on this type of platform, it could be if he doesn't do it enough, because these women are triggered by it, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe the hot and cold, that is something he probably has to work through. It's that issue.
Is he a Gemini man?
Maybe.
Did we discuss that? He gives me Gemini man vibes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm having hope for the wrong person, but I don't know. I think I see him in a different place, different light. But
no, I think because it's not a bad thing. Yeah, I think you're right about him. And I think you're also right with, I'm wondering, if the platform really suits how he wants to move.
And there is nothing wrong with a man thinking that the right woman will come to him. We need to get that whole stereotype out of here, because he's right. The right woman for him will be the type of woman that will come up to him and approach him. And maybe that's what works for him. That's okay. That's him being authentic. He doesn't need to change that for any of you women. That's just not what's going to work for any of you, obviously. Let him be who he is.
Yeah. Welcome,
hey, Miss Bell. Welcome
to the conversation. Happy Friday.
Okay, let me read this one since I already saw a little bit. She's seen the same page. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday to you, Miss Bell. I like Laverne too. He's just real and doesn't. I don't think we see enough of people being truly real on these dating reality shows. You hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, as well. And I think he realizes he's on a reality show, so he's treading lightly. Like he's doing the right, saying and doing the right things, and being like, okay, especially in that last, when they try to give him the chop, because he's still on TV. He knows what he's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think he's a mature, real person, essentially. And that's triggering to these other ones that are still, growing.
Yeah, you got to be true to yourself. So I'm never going to.
That's why he likes Joy, because Joy is a grown-ass, self-aware, real one.
Yes, she is. I love that. And he also likes Ace, and she likes him.
Same thing.
Same thing. And
same thing.
Yeah, they hold an energy where, so for the woman's gonna come to me thing, I don't always think it has to be the man only chasing in a particular way. A woman that wants a man, she's going to show up in a particular way. There's a posture to that lets a man know, like, I am here for you. And that's fine.
And he wasn't ever closed off when the woman came up to him. It's not like he was like, come to me and what?
Space. Yeah, yes.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say.
I
that
like it.
Could be what works for him. And that's how he's going to know who's really for him. The woman that has enough balls. Well, whatever.
Well, please. Well,
enough confidence.
Yeah. And light and energy and
energy to be like, what's going on with you? I see that you're being a little...
That's what I was saying about the pool party. I'm like, all of y'all complaining, but why didn't you just go over there?
100%.
If he was somebody that I liked, I would have loved... We in the cut now. Do you want a drink? Here's your drink. Let's chop it up.
Easy.
I want to be in your space.
It's like what you said about the other ones too. And he was like, you were like with who was it? When she was like, if he could be talking to me, hey, I mean, I'm sitting right here. Why don't you just say something?
Why don't you just talk to him?
Why don't you just talk to him? And trust me, we've all been there. I've been
Yeah,
in
of
that
course.
space too. I get it. And that's why we can have this conversation. It's like, just say something. There's nothing
Right.
wrong with them.
Yeah.
And if it's what you want, speak up.
It's really
because
simple.
I know that's the right person for me. Someone that can just speak up.
Yeah. I don't want to let something I want pass me by now. I'm claiming mine. So yeah, I guess we'll see where this goes. I'm really interested to see how it unfolds with Laverne and how Tori decides to play his position. So speaking of Tori, I love the group date with Laverne, Paul, Tori, Ace, Takia, Tina.
Was that the rope one?
No. This was the when they were dancing. What were they doing? They had a little outing at the bar.
Blue lights.
Yeah, it was like, whatever. But Tori is really fun. He has great conversation. He's super fun. I liked to see him connect with Takia, even though I don't think that connection is going anywhere. I just like the fact that he was out and Sabrina wasn't there. I want him to dabble around and start to figure out who else might be there for him. P.O. and Tina were having their banter. They were serious. They were like having a whole moment. So that's that. She's feeling him. Laverne loves to be gassed. He loves that. The way he was sitting there with Ace, he's just like, oh, I wanted you to come over and say, like he's the type of guy you got to see him and know that when you walk up to him, he's got, damn, baby, you look good. Look at the way you're filling out that shirt. Oh my God. Like, hold on. I thought you were a celebrity. Like, let me come talk to you. He needs all of the juice. Laverne wants to be stroked like that. That hypes him up.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Thanks, Miss Bell. Men want to feel wanted just as much as women. So these ladies could have just as easily gone over and talked to Laverne.
Real simple.
It's really simple. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I think he does appreciate that gaslighting, and that's why somebody actually
well, gassing. I wouldn't say it's gaslighting. No.
Oh yeah, gassing. Sorry. Whatever.
Okay.
I said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
The wine. That's the wine is made me forget all the names too. What's the beautiful girl with the real spiritual one that
Ace?
Thank you. They are like yin and yang together.
I really like them a lot.
I can't tell if I really like them a lot. Like, oh my God, they're perfect, or they're too different for each other. But I do like the experience that they are having together, and that will definitely lead them somewhere, and it will absolutely lead them both in the right place, because I think she needs somebody like him to have that reality check from her spiritual world, and he needs somebody like her to have that reality check from all that just to be like, come, take it down for a second. Take it down. I got you.
Yeah, first of all, I'm kind of surprised that because Carmen and Laverne had such a great and spicy first date,
me too.
that they're not having no energy. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting to me, actually.
I would rather her be on Laverne rather than on Eric. But what's interesting also is we've been talking about this dynamic that Carmen is so Laverne's speed and Ace is the opposite. But what does he need? Does he need somebody who can walk in the room and pop with him, or does he need somebody who might twerk a little bit? Because I saw Ace out there, getting it, and she'll have a moment, but she ain't gonna,
I could see both for him, but also remember from the last season, Sabrina and Walter, we didn't see them on dates until later. Like,
I know,
there are
she
certain
complained
couples
about that actually,
and there are certain couples that are. She sure did. There's certain couples that we do see the compatibility, but we don't see that, and they force them to still try to go into other pools. So maybe, because that's the only person I see Carmen actually having a connection with so far. Laverne. Realistically. Like, the other stuff is fun. She's going to get the closure from Homeboy because he's marrying Takia. Because
Eric is done.
Eric and Takia are just perfect.
The chef ain't yours.
But yeah. I don't know. Maybe I would love to see them on a date.
And maybe we will, right?
I would love that. That's you.
Okay.
No, because I'm too.
Yeah, Tori has excellent energy. Right. I like his vibe, and he was definitely hurt when Sabrina went over to Demetrius during Truth or Dare. Yeah, girl, we started the whole
thing on that. Yes,
because we were so moted for Tori, and we didn't like it. It wasn't. I was feeling some type of
way the whole episode because of it. We had to start with that shit. Yeah, we didn't like that either. At least my point of view was like, you know what? give them both a little nibble on the ear, because at that point, you already sabotaged it with him, because he's now not going to trust you, and he's hurt.
He's hurt.
He's not going to be able to trust you. And I also think it's Sabrina unconsciously self-sabotaging.
Man, I guess
he's
we're
a
gonna
sweetheart.
find out.
That's what I get from this episode. I fell in love with him this episode. I was like, I really like him. I really like him. Couldn't put a finger on it the first few. I was like, but this, when he showed his vulnerability, I was like, he's a good man.
Yeah.
He started to shine a little brighter.
Yeah.
Became more attractive.
Yes.
I was just like, I just don't know if his girl is on the show though.
I can't line him up with anybody. I'm not really.
I mean, I would love, I don't know if they have or not, because I'm forgetting right now, for him and Ace to have a date.
Really? Oh, just well, they did have fun. She likes him.
She says that. Because they have their little poetry things.
Poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because even when he did that last week, I was like, that's so gross. But I understand why he was still there. He was, as a man at least, or just as a person, he was putting on a little bit. He's still figuring out how to and what to do to be there in this whole environment. And this episode, I felt like we saw him just dropped into truth. That's a whole different world. And he's probably learning that through this experience, which is magical. But yeah, there's something about him and Ace that I feel like they would just flow. And they do. They literally flow together. They have that fun little thing. That, I don't know. I would love to see more of them.
I'm actually not mad at it. I can't say that I see it being a match, but
just
what do I know? I would like to see them more. Yeah, because who knows? Yes, I loved that first date Carmen went on with Laverne too, but looks like that spark fizzled. Yeah, and I'm wondering, is it just because we're not seeing them in the same room again? Because I didn't like the way she spoke about him at the pool party either, especially as direct as she is. It's like, girl, are you bandwagging shit talking with these girls? Like, oh my God, he's over in the corner. I don't know that to be your energy.
But that felt so producery. That felt so producery.
Maybe it was put on.
That felt like the producers were like, hey, you guys go talk. Because he probably was there. And they were like, hey, will you guys go talk about how Laverne is being so standoffish? That's because it felt...
It was so...
acting kind of. It felt like so pushed. It didn't feel... You know, that's just how it felt.
It was just too much. I was like, why are y'all doing that?
Miss Bell, I agree. I fell in love with Tori this episode too, right? There was something happened this episode with him, man. And that's, I think we said it. I think we nailed it. It's just that he dropped in. He wasn't putting on. He dropped in. And
Sabrina might have messed up, man, because that would have been cute. Sabrina might have messed up with that, trying to be too
in control,
politically control. Ooh.
She's trying to be in control.
Too in control. That's control right there. Did you guys talk about the new girl, Tina? What did you think about her? We have talked about Tina, but you know what? We didn't really talk a lot about their date. So Tina and Donovan went on a date. Perfect. I love how they talked about their kids. I love that Donovan was like, he wants a woman to touch and inspire him to do more. He seems really about teamwork, building, and growth. So does she. And she really found him to be kind, easy to talk to. And she wants somebody who is goofy and fun. And he kind of lit up with that. I was like, I think Donovan might be a little goofball underneath there.
100%. He's holding back.
Yeah, he's holding back.
He probably has a whole collection of Star Wars.
There's
he's
something, right?
Nerd
he likes to dance. He's weird. There's got to be something up in there. For
sure. He's adorable. But we did talk about that. But who do we think he has a better connection with so far?
Donovan.
Takia. No,
I don't have.
On the first
nobody has Donovan. The two women who have Donovan on the list is Precious and Tina. So Tina really likes him. I like Tina, but again, we said I don't think her man is there because it ain't PO. She'll learn. And Donovan.
You know what though? That date did actually give me something. Like we were saying, it did definitely feel sparky.
And they have kids, and they have,
they have the same commonality and goals in that sense. They talk about manifestation and vibrations and energy and vision boards. I mean, if someone would ever ask me, be like, so New Year's, we going to do vision boards together? I'd be like, do you want to marry me today or tomorrow? Because that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Fun. Absolutely.
They have
and let's do this together.
Thing. Yeah. But so it concerns me for the fact that she's still feeling somebody as toxic as PO, but Let's be
Maybe.
optimistic because we love the higher perspective on life. Maybe that's the whole point of this journey, for her to be on the show and see like, what the fuck am I doing still liking somebody like
Oh my
that?
God.
And then there's this right here. So, we hopefully that will be, who knows? We'll see.
What's that going to be, right?
What's
and then
that
can we
gonna be?
just, and we need to clear this up. I need Laverne. I think he referred to Michael Jackson as the king of R&B, the king of pop, right? Can we just keep it the king of pop? Hasn't Michael Jackson always been the king of pop?
He's just the king.
When did he
and
become the
he's
king of R&B?
pop.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was trying to
I can't.
Well, look, because nobody calls him the king of R&B, but he really is the king of R&B. He's the king of all of it. Michael Jackson is just the king. He's the king
Jackson
of pop.
Is the king of pop. I just can't. I don't know. R&B.
That's what the Jackson 5 is, pure R&B. He started off with R&B. He never left R&B. He just made R&B pop. That's the difference. Michael made R&B pop.
Yeah.
But it still comes from R&B. So he's the king. He's still the king of all of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was Tino.
Oh.
I mean, it is pop. Thank you, Najee. That's what I thought.
It's pop, whatever.
Because when I think of R&B, like it's totally giving me like Donell Jones, Jagged Edge. Like he just was like Michael had. First of all, like you said, he's just the king. He had his whole own thing going. Nobody else can stand in front of an audience for 2 minutes and like 4 people die, 20,000 people pass out.
Nobody.
Like, so he's
not
just
even
a thing,
Jesus.
Nobody. Yeah, nobody.
But here's the thing: when I say that it's not just pop, you're talking about contextual of like track wise.
Well, just the
but vocally though, but like runs and vocal production and all that stuff that originates from R&B. No real Britney Spears. Pop singers don't sing like Michael sang. Michael sang R&B type vocals and melodies over pop tracks. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why they still coincide together.
It's just
I did
from a technical standpoint, I get it, but like
yes, B, I did dance with Michael twice. I did. He's the king.
King of pop. Like he's the king. Period. I'm just being extra. I just had to get on Laverne because Tina was like, "No, I can't." She was like, "Ugh, she's not feeling him at all." That's funny. Man. So yeah, I think we hit everybody.
We hit it. We're at 111. We usually hit everything by now, except for.
Oh, there is something. We didn't hit the streets, but before we take it to the streets, now I want you guys to stick with us because we know we got to take it to the streets, which is our special segment where we go through a few tweets. Because Twitter be pop, pop, pop. Twitter don't care. Twitter don't care about what your feelings are. They don't care.
No fucks at all.
Don't care.
No fucks at all.
None. Michael ain't giving me R&B. He never sung like Usher or the fat guy that went skinny. Who's the fat guy that went skinny?
Sam Smith. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you're talking about Luther Vandross, probably.
Oh my God, Luther.
But baby Najee, Usher literally tries to be Michael Jackson when he sings. That's literally his blueprint. So thank you for proving my point.
Billie Jean is not my love. The girl. I am the one. Hey.
That's all melody. That's all R&B. Anyway.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, I understand. So we didn't really get to talk about Wiley. I'm glad.
That's what we need to talk about.
We didn't talk about Wiley.
He needed to go. I was over his shit.
Yeah, poor guy. It just wasn't working. He was really coming up.
Immature.
A lot of roadblocks for Wiley. It wasn't working.
And of course, Dakia's perfect fucking goddess ass was so generous.
She was perfect
with him and being like, you know, he's an old soul. Yeah, he might be an old soul, but he's still too young for this shit. He ain't ready for this.
And
there was nobody for him.
There was nobody for him there.
No one for him.
And you could tell because Joy put him on the spot when they went on that group date with everybody.
How was the athlete struggling? Is what I want to know on the
He was in
jeans.
He was like, I know I'm an athlete. He called himself out. He was so embarrassed.
A real athlete would have made it work. And if that means taking up your pants and doing your underwear to make sure you beat everybody, that's what you do.
Next time getting those boxers, Wiley.
Done it. Oh, would have been a wrap. I'd be like, oh, no. I am a competitive ass motherfucking.
I can't be looking crazy.
No.
Jeans.
Yeah.
Wiley didn't answer Joy's question. She was just like, well, what are you waiting for? And he kind of danced around that. and was
He's not
like
ready.
talking
He's
about
not
you got to
clear.
create the right energy and
He's not clear
opportunity.
yet.
Poor guy. He was just
He's still creating.
nervous.
That's the thing. He's still in the creative process. He's not ready. He's cultivating his truth so that he can be clear in it to move and step into it. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, with him being an older soul, that he's absolutely cultivated such a deeper, clear, concise vision of what that is he really wants being here on this show. So
yeah.
I think
this was too fast for him too. Some people can't really move like that. I think it was just too fast. He couldn't find his footing.
Yeah, he's not ready to move this fast. The other ones that are ready to move this fast are, experienced. They're on their P's and Q's. They're ready. They're older. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to hear that, but
he'd be great on something like Love is Blind.
Right.
He'd be great on a show like that where there's time to cultivate and but this is a grown folks show. That's why we talk about it.
And I like it too. I like that the majority of people are 39 to 44 or whatever. So I'm loving that. Now it's time to take it to the streets. This is our special segment where we see how Twitter wanted to get in on some Miss McQueen. Lord, precious girl, that wig. Listen, every time I get on Twitter, people will not stop talking about Precious and her side part. It's not me, it's Twitter. Okay. Twitter's not liking the side part, Precious. The side part isn't working for Twitter. It cannot be the side part.
I love Twitter because it says all the things I would have said in my 20s.
Before we continue with the streets, let's see. There's a double standard when it comes to ages between men and women. Older men, less than 5 years, have no problem going with a younger woman or discriminate them, but the women go hard. He's not a child. I like younger guys, so I don't understand that whole standard. I'm
Cougar.
the one.
Cougar.
Am I old enough to be a cougar?
No, I'm sorry. Yet? Puma.
Okay.
Puma.
I'm gonna do Puma.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
She's
if
Puma.
a dude is showing up, I don't give a damn. You could be young. I like him younger than me. I'm not mad at that. I got energy.
I wouldn't say he's a child by any means.
I don't think he's a child.
But he's too immature for, I think, these women for sure. That side part is too deep, bro. It's more like a come on over, baby. Like, for real.
I cannot deal. Real. I don't understand it, but hey. For real. Michelle says, so Carmen was messy as hell last week with Eric when she was talking to Sabrina, and now she's feeling some kind of way because Joy kissed Clifton. Sis, Joy and Clifton had a whole vibe before you came along. Have a seat, love.
Damn, she was pissed. I like it. I like that you're mad about it too. You were like, and bam! Like that was a karate chop to the throat. No, that was a high kick to the throat because you actually stretched and we were prepared for that shit. That was good. That was a street right there.
I mean, that was
accurate. No, for real, for
sure. Like, girl,
that's production.
Yeah, I mean, it had to get something, but it's like, girl,
that has to be production. That can't be real.
You really upset, girl? Bye. Love you. Bye.
I mean, Clifton cool and all, but like, come on.
Right.
I get what I want.
Says
@gal_traveling_ says go.
Wiley is a sweetheart. Hope he finds love. We do too.
Go off. Shoot your shot, girl. Shoot your shot. Right. I see you, girl. Shoot your shot. I hope he sees that and hits you up. Shoot your shot.
Aw. Poor Wiley. Nobody was there for him. He needs to be on a show like Love Island. Something
there you
younger
go.
And more hip.
Yeah, totally. 100%. Like, he's just too young for this. For sure. Yeah.
So
that's like you said, it's a speed thing, it's a timing thing. He's not he needs a superficial thing a little bit and like, all that stuff.
Because he could flirt, like they all said, but nothing was sticking, nothing was landing.
From the jump, I told you, he was like, no, you don't need it. That's some young shit. That's some Love Island shit. That ain't like that's not how us old motherfuckers roll, bro. That's not how we
we want you to dive in. Let me know what's up.
And Ariel, that hair back when you come back up.
Right. All of that. Well, I love it. This was so much fun. You guys are the best for tuning in. We come here every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific time to talk all things Ready to Love.
Hot off
Next
the press.
episode. I was seeing some things.
A lot of things. There's definitely a turn in the tides. That's for sure.
It looks like it even got heated in the gentleman's lounge a little bit too.
Sure did. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. There is nothing more juicy than seeing men get crazy because I'm so used to it, like all the housewife shows. It's always like the girls and it's so fun. But when these guys get like that, it's like you've struck gold.
He's like, hold up, what are y'all talking about? What's going on? What happened?
Go off. Go off.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. It's going to be a good one. If you guys love this, like, share. Thanks for the comments. Make sure you show up next week. Follow us on Instagram. And we'll be on Twitter so you don't miss a show. And we're going to be here for everything Ready to Love next week. So thank you guys for tuning in. We love to have you.
Fun. Yes, we do. Until next week, you beautiful people. Stay well. Stay happy. Stay grateful.
And stay ready to love. Peace.
That part right there.